How's it going, everybody? This is Andrew, the founder of Altcoin.io, and I want to just address a few questions that I think are confusing people in terms of our project. What are we working on? How is our exchange going to work? And why do we feel this is really the best design for a decentralized exchange in terms of technology, user experience, architecture, scalability, and more? And so, we originally started off with atomic swaps. Now, the problem with atomic swaps, first of all, they're really good because they're extremely secure. You process the transactions on chain and you don't have any sort of concerns in terms of losing your funds. But in order for that to happen, you have to wait a long time for your trade to go through. So if you're a cryptocurrency trader, the speed in which you can make a transaction is extremely important. And so for this reason, we made the tough decision to essentially scrap the atomic swap approach because it's not suitable. It's not something that I would personally use as a trading solution, because right now what's happening is this swap was just connected with another individual. They are seeing a similar screen where they are waiting for the swap to confirm on the testnet Ethereum blockchains. And so I'm still waiting, and also these trades are expensive, with the Bitcoin network taking up to an hour to process a transaction and the Ethereum network taking definitely not as much time, but definitely not instant. And that's what we want. We want an exchange that is secure, provides instant trading, is extremely affordable to use, and is essentially better than a centralized exchange in every way, shape, and form. And that's our goals, and that's where we're setting the bar, and we're not going to deviate from that. So I'm literally still waiting for this atomic swap to load. So on-chain atomic swaps, until the Bitcoin network adds, such as the Lightning network perhaps, or the Ethereum network adds their layer 1 solution, which is sharding, we're going to have these really slow atomic swaps on chain. And there are some ways to speed this up, but it reduces the security of the swap and it doesn't make it a trustless atomic swap. So for other exchanges using atomic swaps, make sure you understand the potential risk and the way that they're using atomic swaps. Now, what we did is we did some research in terms of, how can we really address the biggest concerns for decentralized exchanges to really increase adoption? What is holding back decentralized exchanges from being adopted? And the conclusion that we all came to as a team and really as traders is the lack of liquidity. So there are tons of live decentralized exchanges now, but unfortunately they're slow and the user experience is clunky or difficult to understand. And the outcome of that is low liquidity. And when you go and trade on these exchanges, let's say there's a certain token and it has an order book of $25,000 worth of that token. If you go and you place that order, you're going to have what's called price slippage. So you'll be able to buy a percentage of the token at a certain price, but then there's another person behind that person who has a price a little bit higher, expecting the token to sell at a certain point when it reaches that price, and you're going to have to keep buying upwards. So as of today, trading on a decentralized exchange really isn't that feasible. It's more expensive, it's really slow, and it's clunky. Some of them have really good designs, but the number one holdback that we see is liquidity. So what I'm showing you right now is the Altcoin SDK. Now, what is that? This is basically a way so we can take our Plasma sidechain decentralized exchange, which the goals of this exchange is to provide near instant transactions at basically almost free transaction costs as well, because it's basically the way it works in a very simplified explanation is we store your tokens on the Ethereum blockchain using smart contracts, and then we leverage our own sidechain to essentially allow you to make sure all the trades that you're doing are secure and all the receipts are confirmed by the traders. And then once you're done trading, you publish them to the blockchain just once instead of every single time you make a trade, which speeds up the trades dramatically and reduces the costs and allows us to build really the decentralized exchange of the future. And we've also been working on a really cool user interface where when I personally trade, I usually look at 4 different tokens. So having just multiple tokens in one interface I think is really nice. And we'll obviously be adding more tokens. And this is really just the start. And then you can expand to get really the options you need, such as limit orders or stop, buy, and sell orders. Or you can just buy at market price. And now if you're interested in potentially utilizing this technology, with this SDK, you can build your own decentralized exchange. If you're working on a wallet, you can integrate our trading engine and leverage the liquidity that we have within inside of Altcoin.io. And what we do is we work together. And that's what I think is needed to really build the decentralized exchange of the future that we all want. Is we need to work together. We need to work together to build a shared pool of liquidity. So when you go and you place a $25,000 order on a certain token, you don't see a lot of price slippage. You'll always see price slippage on some lower cap tokens, but for the larger tokens, you shouldn't see that. And so the more liquidity that we can drive into the exchange, the more that we can build this exchange where it is superior to centralized exchanges in terms of trading speed, design, trading options, and more, is where we're really going to succeed. So if you're interested in potentially working with us so we can help power hundreds or potentially thousands of decentralized exchanges and create this enormous pool of shared liquidity, so not only your decentralized application can benefit, but our exchange can benefit as well, that's how we're going to be able to create the decentralized exchange future that we all want, because it's more secure. We can enable ourselves to do things like withdraw tokens when we want. We don't need to put in a request where typically the tokens are pulled up from probably cold storage and then sent off to you. Sometimes you have to wait days or weeks. With a decentralized exchange, you have improved security. You have the ability to withdraw your tokens at any time. The price per trading is much, much lower, and it's just such a better solution. And when you think about it, we trade these decentralized tokens, but we have a single point of failure with centralized exchanges. It makes no sense that we still use centralized exchanges, but the holdbacks are due to technology, scalability, and user experience, and liquidity. And those are the things that we're focusing on at Altcoin.io. So definitely go in, check out this user experience. We are just getting started, and we are definitely not stopping here. And when we're able to increase the liquidity for not just ourselves, but for other projects as well, I think that's how we're really going to create the future that we all want, which is decentralizing one of the most critical components of the cryptocurrency ecosystem, which is the exchanges that we use to acquire these different tokens. So if you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. We're going to continue to work on this, and we'll probably be releasing the Altcoin SDK within the next couple weeks with some detailed documentation. So if you want to work with us, and if you want to build your own decentralized exchange, you want to help us build a shared pool of liquidity, feel free to reach out and let's talk. Because by working together, we are definitely stronger, and our goals are aligned by making cryptocurrency trading more secure and really building the decentralized exchange of the future that we have all been waiting for. So I hope this was a good overview of really what we're working on and the initial launch of the Plasma decentralized exchange that we're working on, which really is a solution to slow trading times or expensive on-chain transaction fees. So I look forward to you guys testing this out, and I definitely look forward to having this become something much bigger than it is, and this is really just the start. So thanks for watching this, and definitely thanks for all your guys' support. We're definitely working as hard as we can. Haven't raised any capital, no ICO. We're just really here to make cryptocurrency trading a safer environment for everybody. Thanks.